Part of West Africa stood a quiet little town. Life moved slowly there, and the people were united by tradition, faith, and the rhythm of community. At the center of that life was Pastor Samuel. He was not just a preacher, he was the symbol of holiness in the town. Every Sunday morning, families dressed in their best clothes and filled the wooden pews of the church. Pastor Samuel's voice thundered across the congregation. He prayed, he preached, and when he laid his hands on the sick, many claimed they were healed. Women whispered that he was anointed. Children ran to him, touching his suit with excitement, as if his blessing would guard them from harm. But when the sun set, a different story began. Pastor Samuel would retreat into his house at the edge of the village. And while the rest of the town rested under the quiet blanket of night, strange sounds leaked from his compound. At first, it was whispers, low and chilling, then came the steady beating of drums. Not church drums, but heavy, ritual drums. Neighbors who passed by late at night froze in fear. From behind Samuel's walls came cries, soft and painful, the voices of children. One night, an old neighbor paused outside Samuel's gate. He had heard the cries again. He bent closer and whispered to himself, "Why would a man of God call spirits in the middle of the night?" But fear clutched his throat, and he hurried home without telling a soul. The whispers grew. Rumors passed from one family to another. Some said, "Our pastor is powerful, but all power comes from God." Others, however, lowered their voices and wondered if another spirit walked with him. Still, no one dared confront him. He was their leader, the holy man they trusted. Inside Samuel's locked chamber stood a carved wooden idol. It was not the cross, nor the Bible he preached from. It was a figure of black wood, polished and smooth, with 2 red stones fixed as eyes. In the glow of candlelight, the eyes seemed alive, burning into Samuel's soul. Samuel knelt before the idol. His lips trembled as he whispered, "I have served you, but what do you demand from me now?" The voice echoed in his mind, "Bring me blood, bring me flesh, and I will give you power beyond men." At first, Samuel resisted. He prayed loudly, clutching his Bible. But the power he tasted in the church was not enough for him anymore. The desire for more control, more praise, more fear for men grew inside him like fire. Soon, he obeyed. It began slowly. Samuel carried clay pots into the forest late at night, returning before dawn with the smell of blood heavy on his clothes. When the villagers asked where his children were, he smiled gently and said, "They are away at school." But the truth was darker than anyone imagined. His children never returned. Their laughter was silenced forever. Villagers began noticing more. Some swore they saw small hands inside the black pots he carried. Others whispered that they saw him walking into the forest, chanting under his breath. Fear sealed their lips. No one wanted to be cursed for questioning a man of God. One day, a woman passing Samuel's window saw a sight that haunted her forever. Inside the room, Samuel stood over the idol, his white suit stained with blood. Around him were small shoes, his children's shoes. She screamed and ran, but by morning she told no one. Who would believe her? As the weeks passed, the town became uneasy. People spoke less, prayed more, but still followed the pastor every Sunday. His sermons grew more powerful. His prayers seemed to carry fire. The more people praised him, the more he sank into darkness. Then came the day that would change everything. A police officer in a nearby town received an anonymous call. The voice on the other end was low and shaking. The pastor is hiding something. Check his car. Check the boot. Before the officer could ask more questions, the line went dead. The police followed Samuel silently as he drove down a lonely forest road. The trees stood tall and dark, and the air was heavy with silence. They stopped him. His eyes darted left and right, sweat pouring down his face. "Open the boot," the officer commanded, firmly. Samuel hesitated. His hands shook as he reached for the keys. He unlocked it slowly, his lips whispering something under his breath. A prayer, or perhaps a curse. The officers exchanged a glance, their hands on their guns. The villagers who had followed behind held their breath. Samuel's hand trembled as he slowly lifted the boot. The lid creaked open just slightly, but what was inside remained hidden. What do you think the police will find? Should they open it? Comment below if you want to see part 2 of the pastor's dark secret. Don't forget to like and comment if you want part 2.